down to the wire finishes, bounce back performances, and stories that will make you smile. All that and a whole bunch more coming up right now on Sports Sunday.
Live from WFSB, this is Sports Sunday.
Welcome to Sports Sunday. I'm Elliot Polikoff. We've got a lot to get to tonight. It is officially postseason time for Connecticut high school football, but we're going to start with a look at another interesting NFL Sunday. The Patriots, they look like they were firing on all cylinders heading into last week's game against Tennessee, but then the Pats lost by 24 to the Titans. Tom Brady's knee got dinged up a little bit, and combine that with Rob Gronkowski and Julian Edelman also dealing with some minor bumps and bruises. There were some unexpected questions that need to be answered in today's game against the Jets. Tom Brady, he did not practice on Friday. He's been sick, he's been banged up, but he was good to go today. It was the New York Jets, though, who got on the board first. Josh McCown in for the injured Sam Darnold, firing a bullet to Jermaine Kearse, 7-0 Jets. But it didn't take long for Brady and the Pats to respond. Late first quarter, Brady throws it up, and Gronk coming down with a 34-yard touchdown grab, a little Gronk smash, and it's a tie ball game. Fast forward late in the third quarter, still a tie game. Brady finding his other security blanket, Julian Edelman, who turns on the Jets and somehow powers his way into the end zone. New England takes a 20-13 lead. And with the Patriots on top, they tried to ice it on the ground. Sony Michel had a big day, 21 carries, 133 yards, and this 1-yard score just makes it in. The Jets, one more chance to make things interesting, but they can't complete that pass to Jermaine Kearse in the end zone. The Pats win it 27-13. Tom Brady set the new NFL record for yards passing in this one, but what matters even more to him is that this team is starting to get pretty close to full strength.
You know, this was kind of the first time we've had a lot of guys healthier, and it just helps everything out. So anytime you can run the ball like we did, and I think the line did a great job blocking, James ran it great, it just helps a lot of things, and I think we're happy we won. I think certainly a few things we could do better.
Thought our guys competed hard. So some of the things we worked on in the last couple of weeks showed up in the game today, and so that's always good. Hopefully we can continue to build on that and be ready to play another good football team this week.
An animated Bill Belichick. The Pats play the Vikings this upcoming Sunday. I don't even think New York Giants fans will tell you there's much hope left for this season. But a 2-game winning streak combined with the NFC East being surprisingly mediocre this year means the G-Men, despite having just 3 wins, are still in contention for the division title. Of course, beating the Eagles today would help New York's chances considerably. First quarter, Eli Manning dumping it to Saquon Barkley. Saquon does the rest, 13 yards to the house, 6-0 after the 2-point conversion was no good. The Giants were getting it done on both sides of the football. They just couldn't translate that into touchdowns until finally, late in the second quarter, they give it back to their rookie playmaker, Saquon Barkley, and he responds by breaking a tackle and sprinting 51 yards to pay dirt. 19-3 G-Men at that point, and you have to like New York's chances. But with just over a minute left in the half, Carson Wentz finding Zach Ertz for the 15-yard score, and after a successful 2-point conversion, it's just a 1-score game at the half. And in the second half, the Giants couldn't get much of anything going. Fourth quarter, Josh Adams' 1-yard score puts the Eagles on top. New York did battle back to tie it at 22, only to have Jake Elliott nail a 43-yarder with 25 seconds left. And after being up by 16 points late in the second quarter, the Giants lose a tough one, 25-22, and they blow a big opportunity to get back in the NFC East title race. After a week full of cold temperatures and fluctuating game times, the 2018 Connecticut high school football playoff matchups are officially locked in. And there are a lot of great matchups to look forward to. A couple Class L teams that will be in action are Platt and Maloney. The Panthers clinched their spot in the postseason with a 36-20 W over the rival Spartans. Maloney had already wrapped up a spot in the playoffs, but this one obviously meant a lot for both teams. Platt actually trailed at the half, but they scored 22 straight points to start the second half and really take control of this one. And with the win, Platt slides into the 6th seed in Class L. They will take on a Naugatuck team that just suffered their first loss of the year to Ansonia on Thanksgiving. Maloney is the 7th seed, and they'll take on a Middletown team that is also coming off their first loss of the year to Windsor. And speaking of the Warriors, they are the 4th seed. They will host North Haven. Defending champs Daniel Hand, they rolled through an undefeated regular season, and by rolled, I mean their smallest margin of victory was 29 points. They'll host Bunnell. All quarterfinal games start at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday. All right, moving to Class M, where the Killingly Redmen are the defending champs, but They're going to be the 4th seed this year. The favorite this season, the top seed St. Joseph, who was coming off a Class S title last year, got moved up a class this year. But don't forget about teams like Sheehan and Berlin. Both of those squads, they can light up the scoreboard, and it should make for some potential very exciting semifinal matchups. Here's a look at that Class M bracket. St. Joe's opening up against Rockville, who just snuck into the postseason thanks to an advantage in tiebreaker points over ATI. Killingly playing Cheney Tech, Sheehan hosting Wolcott, and Berlin trying to get back on track after that loss to New Britain in their regular season finale. They will play Brookfield. All right, in Class S, now that St. Joseph is out of the picture, Ansonia hoping to get back to their title-winning ways. After finishing up an undefeated regular season, the Chargers, they might be the favorites, but it is a pretty loaded field in Class S. Bullard Havens and Stafford East Windsor Summers, they are also undefeated. And teams like Bloomfield and Woodland, they are definitely dangerous. And let's take a look at that bracket. Ansonia starting things off against Plainfield. If they win that, they will play the winner of Bloomfield-Woodland, and you know the Hawks would love another crack at the Chargers. Stafford, East Windsor Summers, and Cromwell-Portland, that should be a sneaky good game. And Bullard Havens, Haddam Killingworth, that is another one that's kind of hard to know what to expect, but the Tigers are undefeated, and that should be a good one as well. In Class Double L, the teams were pretty much locked in heading into Thanksgiving. The only question was who would get that final spot. The answer, of course, was the New Canaan Rams after they knocked off previously unbeaten Darien 17-14. New Canaan might be the 8th seed, but I think everybody in Connecticut knows these guys can beat anybody. The Blue Wave found that out the hard way. And they'll next face Shelton on Tuesday. I'm sure the Gales are thrilled about having to kick off the postseason with that matchup. But the Gales haven't lost this year for a reason. They are pretty good. The winner of that game plays the winner of Southington Fairfield Prep. The Blue Knights also with an undefeated regular season. Fairfield Prep's only loss was by 3 earlier this year to Shelton. Newtown, another undefeated team with another tough opening round matchup against the Darien squad that will no doubt be fired up after losing the way they did to New Canaan on Thanksgiving. And Greenwich, they just went about their business.